guys, welcome back to the Milan Fan Club Nigeria podcast. As always, my name is Obedience and it's very nice to be here. Most people know me as Salved. Today we have with me the usual suspects. We have Duke, we have Landon, and we also have Santiago joining us. And we have a guest all the way from Ghana joining the AC Milan Fan Club Nigeria podcast. We have a very ardent Milan follower on X, that's Kudus. It's nice to have everybody here. Duke, how are you
Uh, I could be better, but yeah.
doing?
I'm doing pretty fine.
Landon, how's the week? How's the week been so far? It's just how's the week been?
Like Duke said, it was as like coming from the place of everything is going great. Then we're just crashing out. It's crazy now.
Not good.
Honestly, I don't even know what to think. It's not good.
Yeah,
It's not
I
good.
understand. Santi-
Honestly, it's not good.
Santiago, how are you doing today? It's nice to have you on the podcast. How are you doing?
Yeah, thank you. Thanks so much. My week has been eventful, quite eventful, but Milan always um adds to the excitement and drama every transfer window, whether from Elliott or from Redbird. There's always one
I
drama
think
to the other.
there's no getting past Milan and the drama these days. Hi Kudus,
Yes.
Chale, how are you doing? Chale,
Yeah, I'm
welcome
good.
to
I'm
the
good,
show.
bro
How are you doing? It's very nice to have you here,
Charlie,
all
I'm
the
happy
way
to be
from
here
Ghana.
too.
That's nice. When you were in Ghana, let's have a bit of banter.
Oh, I'm in
That's
Accra. I'm in Accra. I'm in Greater Accra.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
mad. I could have linked up with you, but I guess some other time. So let's
Alright.
let's dive into the talk of the day. Just a few days ago, we had a discussion about the beginning of the season, and it's funny how both Duke and Landon were waxing lyrical about how that was going to be an easy game, a 2-0 win, a 3-0 win. Landon, tell us what went wrong. What do you think went wrong in that game?
Okay, so for me, everything just from the coach, and it was just down to tactics. They got everything wrong from even from the player selection. And I don't know. I keep hearing people saying Italian coaches are is it strong-headed or they are strong-willed and all that. Like it was obvious that things were going wrong, and he just kept with the same tactics. So it was all on the coach and all. Then the question is, we just got players. Why are we still having to make all this kind of complaints? So it's really down to the coach. If you ask me sincerely, that's it.
Oh, thank you very much. So it's down to the coach. And
Yeah.
I remember Duke saying Allegri has a whole lot of experience, all of that,
Mhm,
all of that, all of that. Duke, what
mhm.
has that your opinion changed from I think 4 days ago?
No, my opinion has not changed. I do not think that one game is enough to throw away everything that Allegri has shown over the years. Even if I think that his choices for the last game is like shocking, like it does not make any sense to have a creative player like Modric and then ask Modric to sit for both RLC and Fofana. So I think for the last match it was solely on the coach. He just needs to just take the what's it called, the fall for that loss. Nothing more to say, to be honest.
Well, I respect you standing by your opinion. Every other person would have said, okay, maybe I was wrong. But based on what we played, Santiago, do you think that we are on the right track? Not based on the results. Let's take out the results because this is the first Serie A game of the season. Rivals got wins here and there, and we don't want to look at that at least for now. But based on how the team was set up, based on how they played, do you think we are on the right track for this season? Do you think we are going somewhere positive this season, Santiago?
I'll be brutally honest. I think we play shit in the game, and coupled with us playing nonsense, we also tend to continue the trend of missing chances. Now, if you look at the contrast of Inter's game, which held yesterday, with Milan's game, Inter played at half their capacity, and they won 5-0. The only reason why they won 5-0 was Turam and all the other scorers. They took their chances. Half chances were turned to goals, and that's what Milan actually lacks. From the striker to the midfielders, I don't know what they do in training. From Pioli, that from Gianpaolo to Pioli to Fonseca to Consensao and now Allegri, these players should be questioned. What exactly do they do in training? How can you know? How can you miss half chances and now be complaining about the result? Even Modric on the bench at some point in 78 minutes, he was shaking his head. Like he was looking like this is different from Madrid that I know.
You
Like
never know
what
what
are,
people
what are
body.
these what are these guys doing on the pitch? Santi Jimenez was just like a puppy to Bashiroto. Bashiroto just tied him in the box like a puppy. Do you understand? So those kind of things, and for me though, because I kind of am biased to the management. I don't want to always blame the management. Do you get? These players are paid in full. They are paid their full salary. Do your job and go home. And you cannot do your job and you still become.
Santi, we'll speak about the management later and they getting people that apparently cannot do the job that they are being paid for. That's a topic that we'll discuss later in the podcast. So, Kudus, what do you think? Santi mentioned something about us not being able to convert from Gianpaolo to Pioli to Fonseca and even Conceição. What do you think is fundamentally this Milan team's problem? Because beyond the defense, which we all know has been bad for a while, we've also seemingly been lacking like that striker that okay, give this person half a chance, or forwards that you can say give them half a chance. So I'm not going to be I don't want it to be just strikers, but even our wingers, take out Pulisic, who
Yeah.
we know if he gets half a chance, he has a high probable chance of scoring. Most of our wingers and strikers over the years have not been able to do that. What do you think is the problem with this Milan team in terms of goal scoring?
So just like Santiago was saying, I think the main problem is tactical. You can
Okay.
bring in Allegri, right? And Allegri is Allegri. He has all his achievements and everything. But at the end of the day, if Allegri decides not to play football, we will still lose, regardless of whoever you put on the pitch. Against a team like Cremonese, Milan was sitting back for the most part, especially when Cremonese had the ball. How many quality players do Cremonese have on the ball that Milan is afraid to press them? And if you go back and watch the match, our first goal came when we started pressing them. They were forced to make a mistake, and that has been the Milan since I think Fonseca, Conceição era. We always late to react. We always have to score before now. The boys know how to press. Now the boys know how to run. And for me, it's tactical. Because now the coaches know, no, we need to score a goal. So press, blah, blah, blah. And now we're pressing them. Cremonese couldn't even pass from the back. They were just clearing it. It goes to Pavlovic. We take it back to them, get the game on. Like, fine. I agree. We don't have a striker who can give us 30 goals a season, maybe. But as a coach, you play to those weaknesses. Cremonese doesn't have a better team than Milan, do they? And yet they won the match. So the excuse is not, oh, we don't have this or we don't have that. No, play to what you have. We had a midfield rebuild, almost a 60 million midfield right now. And those players were on the bench for the exact same players that got us 8th place last season with the exclusion of
Right.
Modric.
Right.
You get what I'm trying to say. So,
No, no,
as a coach, simplify it. Get your tactics right. Cremonese is not a team Milan had to be pressing, do a mid press or sit back. No, press them from the front. How many quality players do they have that could play from the back? Force them to make mistakes. I think this is the main reason why that match went the way it went. Because yes, Santi missed a couple of chances. He didn't take his chances. Give him 10 more. One will go inside. But we won't get the 10 more if we are sitting back and expecting Cremonese to make a mistake and counter Cremonese. How are you playing a counter tactic against a team that is sitting in like a six back in Syria? Come on.
Thank you so much. That brings me to a discussion we had last week on the podcast. I was mentioning that we all know Allegri to be a very defensive-minded coach, and Duke and Landon here they were like, that is not true. What based off of this game, do you guys still hold that opinion? Because, like I said, we were playing defensively against Cremonese. It's we are beating that just got promoted. Make it make sense to me. Duke and Landon, what do you guys think about that? We having to sit back and not being able
Okay,
to press
so
and not being able
so
to
I,
push
I like I
forward
like
against teams
that.
like
I like
Cremonese.
I very much love that question that you just posed, and it's even beginning to give me worries. Like you said, you can't be playing Cremonese and you are sitting back. If you watch other teams, the top four teams, in fact, they will be practically crowding themselves in your 18. That you can't even breathe. But the last match, it just seems like there was no creativity and all that. And I wonder if you could do such a thing against Cremonese, right? And what am I supposed to expect if you are playing Inter? I know in Fonseca, he might have his own formation when he's playing smaller teams, but when he's playing teams like Madrid and Inter, he comes all out. And so that's what I expected when we play Cremonese. So I'm beginning to think that that opinion might honestly be true. People evolve and people change from what we know them. So it's very much possible that Allegri is very much different from the game. But I think one match is not enough to judge. Let's see what the next match is. I think we're playing Lecce next. Lecce is also a small team like Cremonese. Let's see what the tactics will be. But following what's on the media, I'm not sure there's going to be anything different anyway. So
So that means we're still going to be set up defensively. Duke, what do you think?
Yeah, to be honest, I think everything is still down to personnel, right? If you look at the setup that we had in the game, we had a 3-5-2 formation, and the two midfielders beside them, Modric, were given license to roam, which is for them to go like forward to attack and then try to score goals, right? So the mindset behind setup was not defensive. But the problem with a footballing match is that once you set up with players that do not know how to hold the ball, that do not know how to keep possession, you are going to end up chasing the game. For example, Estupiñán in one half lost possession more than 8 times in one half. For every single time that he lost the ball, we had to chase the game. We had the RLC that was completely non-existent in that same match. So it becomes difficult when you are playing a match with 8 men against 11 men. You will definitely start chasing the game, regardless of
right,
how
right.
technically bereft your position would be, right? So I think that formation could have worked with the right personnel. If we put Riches sitting for Modric to control the game, you would have had a different completely outlook. But the moment you don't get the personnel right, you will always chase the game and it becomes a defensive performance, basically. So I still stand by my submission from last week. I will give him 2 or 3 game weeks to assess him, and then I will come back to discuss this topic.
Okay, that's nice on you. So Santiago, looking at this team, like we rightfully mentioned, we had a total midfield review, the Soul Grinders, and despite all the tears from Milan fans, we just have to move on. We got two very good midfield. At least we saw them against Bari. We saw them a bit. I don't think we saw Jashari in preseason. We saw them against Bari in Coppa
So
Italia.
he played
So
against
I'm not
Barry.
going to lie, he played against, yes, he played against Bari in Coppa Italia. I was very impressed
Yeah.
when both of them came on. They were very good on the ball, comfortable. They felt in the right place at the team. And based on what Duke said it's a matter of personnel. Do you think the coach could have done better in terms of picking the right personnel to play this game? Or is it just a function of him trying to show that, okay, these players that we had are not good enough. That is why I have to replace them. But based on reports we're hearing, it doesn't seem like he would replace them. Santiago, what do you think is going through Allegri's mind right now in terms of picking the right players and the right formation for the team?
I think for I will go with what Duke said. It's a matter of personnel, and also Milan has defenders who are clumsy, and the management. I think the management should have fixed the defense before fixing the midfield, then go out for a striker. But fine, they've done what they know how to do best. They've tried to manage the situation shey you get, and with the 5 days to the mercato end, we will see what they will do. Because if you look at that game mostly, Pavlovic was literally almost side by side with Jimenez every time we attacked. What are you doing in the front? You are not Roberto Carlos.
A
What are
CB,
you doing?
centre back.
Yes, you don't get.
You
Even
want
the
you
goal
want to
that he
be a
scored,
striker by force?
the goal that he scored was not a counter. So I was not expecting him to be there. You are not supposed to be at the front. You are not Roberto Carlos. If it was Theo, now that Theo, everybody knows that Theo always tries to go to the front, the left back, or even a Stupinian. Do you get? I'm fine. I credit him for the goal. It was a wonderful header, but the guy needs to calm down. Serie A is not the Austrian league, and if you have been watching Serie A for a long time, you know that smaller opponents they wait for you and they watch your gaps and they strike. Everybody knew the attackers in Cremonese. They knew that Pavlovic is always at the front, so they were attacking his angle. And as they were attacking his angle, it was easy for them to create chaos in the defense because he was leaving Gabia behind, and Gabia is not so fast. Gabia is not so fast. You get so it will be a pain for Gabia because he will be doing two people's job while Pavlovic is going forward. I'm not saying he should not go forward, but he should time the time when he goes forward and look at how it would affect them at the back. And like Duke said, it's a matter of personnel. I think Milan players also they don't have that. Um, I don't know if it's a matter of tactics, but and I want to question also their training methods. I don't think that their training methods have been ingrained in their minds. If you look at the likes of if you look at Roma, the likes of Gasperini, he just came to Roma like not up to 5 months ago, and Roma were exactly playing
Mm.
the same template that Atalanta was playing. Fluid play, everybody knew where they would be at so point. Do you get even if it was a
Yeah.
1-0 win against Bologna? But if you watch that game,
Not,
my God, it was a fantastic game. It was a fantastic game from AS Roma. It was
Okay,
literally like
you
it was like
mentioning a one new win for Roma, but bear in mind that it was this same Bologna that cost us the Coppa Italia, if I'm not
you
mistaken.
know you don't get. I'm not talking about the scoreline. I'm talking about the way Roma played that game.
And I understand.
It was like the exact template the way Atalanta used to play under Gasperini. One touch football, free flowing. Everybody knew where they would be at one point in time. Milan does not still have that laid down template for player. If you look at
Identity.
Jashari, yes, identity. Sorry. If you look at Jashari, Modric, Richie, immediately they enter a game, you can see the coordination among you get people footballers have intelligence more than the others. I'm not saying RLC is not football intelligent, but the
It's
intelligence
not
is
football
more when you
intelligence. Let's not make it
do you
like
know
that.
do you get
That's
when you
all.
see Modric
Let's be very honest.
when you
No,
when you see Modric
let's actually be honest.
I understand you.
So
When you
let's
see
be very
when you
honest.
see
When Modric
when you
is
see
on
the
the ball, yeah,
you will see the
when
IQ,
Modric is on the
the
ball,
IQ, you will see the IQ,
exactly.
the intelligence of Modric. You see it on Richie, you see it on Jashari. I don't for if Allegri wants to stay beyond January next year, if he continues to use RLC is going to stamp his sack letter for Milan going forward.
Okay,
I
thank you.
think he should just
Thank you. So
base I think he just base his tactics on intelligence. Intelligent players must play the game. Those that are of lower football intelligence should be on the bench to come and see out games going forward. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, thank you. So going forward, please let's stick to making our submission in 2 minutes so that we can have enough time and so that others can speak and we can keep it flowing. Do you understand? So is it a general consensus among us that we shouldn't judge the team based on this 1-0 win because, in my personal opinion, I believe we should judge them with this 1-0 win, with this 2-1 loss because basically we're playing a relegation team at home. We had little to no excuse why we could not win that game. It didn't make sense. Even if fine, we had a new coach, we had new players.
Yeah.
Look at other teams that had new coaches, that had new players. They still played very well. And just like Sanchez said, Milan team has not had a template, a system that we can plug and play. Let's take for case in point Inter Milan. They have a very good template that plug and play. Gasparini and the rest of them, they have templates that once a player comes, you know your role in that team, which is what we're missing. So I will be talking about transfers next.
I think Kudus wanted to say something. Maybe just can be brief
Kudus, you have
about it.
something to say? You
Oh
can
yeah, I
talk.
just wanted to add on to what you were saying. So, like you said, I think we can judge them on this first game. Obviously, it's the first game of the season. Like Allegri said himself that Napoli lost their first game of the season, went on to win the title. So obviously, anything can happen. But this is a case where a coach like Allegri, with his status, who also had preseason, you understand? There's just no excuses
Full
after that.
preseason for that matter. Full
Full
preseason.
preseason players that you brought in yourself, like all of there's just no excuse. So people might say you are overreacting if you are talking about this first game, but I think we have every right.
Thank you very much, Kudus. I believe that is very true. We have every right to react because unlike Fonseca and the rest of them, who mostly didn't have like the chance of having the co-president, Conceição and the rest of them,
No, no, that would
that
be making excuses for Fonseca, but I don't want to go to that way.
no, that's not what I'm saying. At least we can make
Okay.
excuse for them that okay, like the likes of Conceição, they didn't have a whole lot of time to know the team and all that, but you had like a full procession. But moving on for that, let's talk about transfers. It's crazy how just last week we were talking about how the management have been tried, and to be honest, they have. But looking at the way the team is set up now, and with the player we've been linked with, most of it doesn't make sense. Because tell me why Milan is going for a backup striker for Sporting. Because the only striker I know at Sporting was Zocares that has gone to Arsenal now.
Exactly.
That's the only striker I know that played for Sporting. I had no idea who that dude was, whether it's Hada or something. And even the other transfers that they've been trying to make in the market, I'm hearing talk about them trying to sign Rabiot. Dude, what do you think about Milan trying to sign Rabiot? Dude, can you hear? Okay, I don't
I
know.
don't think I can hear you.
Sorry, if Duke is not around, can I just pitch in?
Please, 2 minutes. What do you think about Milan signing Rabiot?
For me personally, I don't see anything Rabiot is bringing into the team. Fine, Rabiot is technical, is he has experience, and he's quite good. But I think we should stick with Richie, Modric, and Jashari. I think going forward. But I guess because he has seen the first game, he has seen how RLC has underwhelmed, and emergencies have to be taken because if you depend your whole season on RLC, I think you are just stamping your sack letter.
He was asking about the strikers, do you
Yeah,
think?
the striker target. So honestly, I always say this thing that I believe the people in charge always know better. So whoever they are targeting is whoever they are targeting, right? But I don't understand how Milan is operating because to move from a target like Boniface to a target like Harder, aside the fact that one is a starting level striker and one was on the bench for their profiles are not even the same. You get what I'm trying to say?
That's
So
true.
yeah, so the question then becomes, what are you doing? Who are you targeting? What do you want? Even if you want to talk about reputation, different reputation, you understand? And somehow we are paying almost 30 million plus a future fee percentage for somebody who was a bench player for a Milan side that has had finishing problems. It's weird. To be very honest, like honestly, keep Jovic. Jovic would have probably even done better, and Jovic was costing us almost next to nothing. Keep Abraham. You understand? Abraham have been a bit expensive on the wages side, but we at least we know what we can get from a player like this. That to go and bring somebody who was a bench player to somebody who else who is even struggling in England. You get what I'm trying? Like it's a bit, it's weird. You understand? I would prefer my preference has always been a Serie A striker, Lorenzo Luca, Kristovic, someone in Serie A that we can. In fact, if we had Colombo, I would even prefer that to whoever this harder guy is. You understand what I'm saying? But like I said, I believe the people in charge always know what they are doing. Maybe Hada may come and he might be the next Pato. We don't know. So I don't know. But I personally I don't like the move.
Okay, so
Well,
I don't know if I could speak just to
yeah,
have to
yeah,
work
go
with this,
ahead.
but
Yeah.
I tried to watch some comps on Ada, and yes, I agree with everybody saying that Ada is a bench player and all that. And I think I checked his career. I think he only has 5 league goals. That doesn't even make it.
Terrible.
Yes, but I think his profile is he seems very much like a Pato kind of player. Experience in our league might even be a team that would affect him. But if you ask me, that's the kind of profile of player we might need now. Boniface would have just fitting well, but well, you can't say they should go for a player whereby the medical something is not.
Of course, of course.
Do you understand? So, but I think we just need to be able to bring in somebody that can click. Even if you want to bring Ada is maybe like 80 minutes, 70 minutes, and all that. I don't know. Because if Jimenez was up and running like Giroud,
Yeah.
yes, I wouldn't have a problem you bringing
Yeah,
Ada.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
understand? That's the
exactly.
problem.
Exactly.
We cannot rely on
I would
Jimenez.
agree too.
Exactly, we cannot rely on Jimenez. So why are you now bringing an Ada that we are not even sure of? So that's the
Exactly.
thing.
So it's basically like we've not solved the problem still.
Exactly, yeah, really.
No, that being said, I think everybody's right. Hada doesn't seem like the right signing for this Milan team right now. So, what are our thoughts on Vlahovic as the possible Milan striker going into the next season? We still have 5 days left in the Mercato. Nobody knows what will happen in those last 5 days. But what do we think about Vlahovic coming instead of Hada to the Milan team?
Hello, can I
So
speak?
for me, okay, second you can speak.
Okay. I think Vlahovic at this point, Vlahovic will be the right signing. But if you look at Juventus game, because I make sure I watch that Juventus Parma game. Immediately Vlahovic scored. The way he jubilated is he's sending a message, a double message to Juve and Milan, because he raised his hand up and he looked at Tudor. That was the first thing he did. He raised his hand up, looked at the crowd, and looked at Tudor. So I'm thinking that goal might have sent a message to Tudor that I am quality. You know what I can do on the ball. And this guy scored 18 goals in 33 games last season. So you know that he can guarantee you goals. And that is exactly what Allegri is gunning for. Because if you let's say you add 18 goals to our goal tally last season, we'll be in Champions League.
Yeah, we
Milan,
wouldn't do
Milan,
well with that.
Milan
That's
will be
very true.
fourth. Milan will be fourth easily, and Juve will
Or
drop
even
out,
higher. So let's be
or
honest
even
with
higher
ourselves.
self.
So
Do you
so
understand?
Asante, so let me just ask this question, Landon and Kudus. I've seen discussions going on Twitter and X whenever the idea of Vlahovic coming to Milan comes up, and most people are always against it. What is so bad about Vlahovic as your striker? Because I'm trying to wrap my head around it. This guy knows how to score with his head, with his feet. He also knows how to play free kick. So I'm trying to understand what it is that Milan fans, some certain Milan fans, do not like about Vlahovic being Milan's striker. I don't know if you have any
Okay, so
idea. Just give me your understanding and let me
let me
know.
speak on it. First, that's one that Santiago is saying is sending a message. Nobody needs his message, so let's be clear on that part. The thing is, if you look at the profile of player, I don't see Vlahovic being that much power from Jimenez. The difference is that Vlahovic has maybe stamina to be able to
No,
withhold
no, no.
players.
I don't think that's true. That's
Hold
not
on
true.
now.
That is so
Hold
not
on.
true.
He just seems to have stamina. But if you profile Bialovic, I'm not speaking of when he was in Fiorentina. When he was in Fiorentina, yes, he was a prolific goal scorer. He was always involved in play, he was scoring and all that. But if you look at the tail end of Juventus, right, he was, in fact, what you are getting from Jimenez, it's even better than what Vlahovic was giving them as at last season. That's the truth. I follow
Don't be
Juventus because
lying.
my brother, well, I'm telling you, because my brother is a
That's not
Juventus
lying.
fan
Okay.
because my brother is a Juventus fan, so I watch them. So it's not so much power from what we get from Jimenez. Now, let me also now let's play back the last match. Jimenez got one chance that he was offside and he scored, right? I saw people trying to pile up on Jimenez and all that. And I'm like, see, the truth is that we're not creating as it should be for this guy. And that's the kind of profile
That's
Bialovic is.
true. That's true.
Even if you bring Bialovic, you have to be able to create for him. And I'm saying we want a different kind of player, players that are involved, like a ball playing player, the likes of Benzema, the likes of what's this guy, Boniface and all that. They can also be involved in play, especially with the formation the man wants to play. If you are playing two at the front,
Exactly.
those guys are just meant to be there to be able to do things on their own. So you don't expect to be playing two at the front and the person is just sitting down there waiting for them to create it. Who's supposed to create it? But it's the fullbacks that we can't even rely on. Sure, so I'm even very much concerned about the profile of him and how he's going to fit into the formation. If we were playing a 4-3-3, yes, that would have been different. You can now say, oh, Yao is operating from the left, Pulisic is operating from the right, and they're creating for him. But who's going to be creating for him in this instance? Ask me. Did you watch how Yao play against Bayern? He was taking on those guys, they're coming back and getting involved in plays and all that. Diallo is not going to keep us that. So that's my own issue with signing him. If you sign him and Diallo gives us what he was doing in Florentina, yes, what Santiago has said is fine. But if you look at this formation and the way Allegri wants to be playing now, so even against Cremonese, so we are sitting back. Trust me, it's just going to be somebody that's just going to be there and will now still complain again. That's the truth.
So looking at
This
it
wanted
this
to
way,
say something.
yeah,
This wanted to say
so
something.
let's hold on before Kudu speaks. Let's look at it this way. If the coach, the manager, the one that sets up the team every other week is wanting a player, does that not tell us that okay, maybe he has a plan of how to fit this player into his
I
team?
don't agree with
Bearing in mind,
Allegri.
hold on.
With Allegri, I don't
Bearing in
agree.
mind, bearing in mind also that he has worked with this particular player at a point in time and he got very good results with this same player playing similar formation with Juventus. Kudus, what do you think?
So can I just
Uh,
quickly just say something?
yeah, you go. Yeah.
A lot of coaches have done this. If you go back to Ten Hag, he brought the likes of Anthony and all his family friends that were with him when he was in Manchester United. And we know that Manchester United is suffering from it. So I really don't believe in that concept.
You
If we
can't
can
use
sack the
Manchester
coach
United
today,
as a
we
case
can sack
study.
the coach
But
today. If you bring another person, the person is still going to be able to use the player. Those are questions we need to ask ourselves. So, I think you can speak.
So I agree and disagree with both of you on some points. So for example, Fonseca brought in Morata, right? Morata said it himself that he came because of Fonseca. Fonseca called him. What did Morata do for us? You understand? So like Landon was also saying, I don't also necessarily agree that a coach wants a player, so we bring him. There's a sporting director for a reason. You understand? You're supposed to assess, the advantages, disadvantages, regardless of whatever the coach says he can bring out of that particular player. Like we also know Emerson Royale came because Fonseca wanted him. Where's Emerson Royale now?
God bless you. Where's the
hold on,
material?
hold on. Could according to what I read, I don't know.
Okay.
It's been said that the sporting director also is in support of getting Vlahovic. According to what I read, I
Oh,
don't know
okay.
how certain that is. So right now, it's almost as if we are going to get him. I don't know
To
how
be
certain
very
that is.
honest with you, if we get Vlahovic, I would be obviously compared to Haddad, that is better, way better for me. The thing with Vlahovic I think is the problem with why we still haven't signed him as of now is his wages, right? And his agent problems and his maybe
Exactly.
ego
That's
problems.
that's the
Yeah.
only thing that I see that is a drawback. But that's why I
Yes.
was asking what Milan fans have against him. Because apart
Yes.
from probably him having a very high wage, which if he's willing to somehow cut it down, I'm very happy with him coming to Milan. Because
Same.
based
Same.
on some of
Same.
these strikers out there, there's literally no
It
better
doesn't look like
striker
there are better
than
options. Yes.
Milan.
Exactly.
Thank you. There are no better options out there that can significantly improve our team right now.
Yeah.
That we don't have to wait. Okay, maybe next season we'll get better.
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
Vlahovic, we know Vlahovic, give him half a chance. He's capable of taking half chances.
And like we're all
Talk
saying, we
more.
all
So
want a
if he goes back
Syria
to Milan,
proven striker too.
yes, exactly. So that's me personally. I don't have an issue
Because
with
if you have striker options of Leao, Gimenez, and Vlahovic, I think for me that's fine with me. Because Gimenez,
yeah,
even though I know people are giving him a lot of shit, me personally I believe in him. Because even like Landon was saying, the chance he scored in that game, it was a half chance. That was that chance. There was no reason like he took a first time shot, right? It shouldn't necessarily. It wasn't like 100% goal, but he made it work, and we've seen him do that a little since last season. So that guy, look, I believe in him. If we get a starting striker like Vlahovic,
personally, I even think he's going to be good for Jimenez because the way I'm looking at Jimenez, I don't see him as a point man in a team.
yes,
He looks
yes,
like he
exactly.
likes to play off of a top striker that is
He's like a
almost like
poacher. Yeah.
I was like an so someone is striking in front. I'm an Epa.
Oh, Charlie.
Okay. So what I'm saying is, so someone is in front and he is stepping out behind him, gives him enough chance to move around. We've seen that he loves to move around.
Yeah,
He
yeah, yeah.
doesn't like particularly like to be in the box. So we are playing two strikers. So he gives the coach the chance to play these two strikers.
Yeah.
Jimenez Vlahovic up front, Jimenez coming in behind. And
I think
I believe
100% agree
it's
with
going to
that.
work. I believe
Okay,
it's
so
going
so
to
so
work.
if you say you 100% agree with that, if you say you 100% agree with that, let's look at how we are going to be able to set up. And I'll be very brief. Nobody's going to be benching Leao, correct?
Of course.
Nobody's going to be benching Pulisic, correct? Whether
Yeah.
I like it or not, we're still going to have two guys at least in the middle. Then somebody that's going to be creating for them. So tell me how both strikers will be playing together. They can't even play together. That's the truth. I don't know if you understand. So we have to pick one.
Yeah, I see what
That's
you're
my
saying.
issue.
What you're saying.
Do you understand? We have to pick one between them. And that's what I'm saying. If I have to pick one, I would prefer a different kind of profile. And
So
let me analyze it. Sorry, hold on. Let me just analyze it. This is it. If I start a match 45 minutes and I start with a Jimenez and maybe Jimenez is not giving me what I want to be able to put a different player when I'm bringing up somebody maybe in the second half that can bring something more. And I was very much excited with having to bring Boniface that we missed out on. Do you
I
understand?
understand what
But
you what you mean. Yeah.
if I'm bringing maybe a Vlahovic and I'm like, okay, so it's going to be about the same thing. Do you understand? And that's how football should be. It should be mismatch. This guy is
Yeah.
supposed to complement this person. If I'm bringing somebody on my left back, the other person doesn't necessarily have to be the same thing. He's bringing a
Yeah, but
different
but
thing.
Balande, that's
What the
just
other
because
person
you
is
think
bringing.
Vlahovic and Gimenez are the same profile. That one I disagree. I don't think they're the same type of player at all.
Okay, well, so maybe just me then.
yeah,
Okay, let me give
Maybe
there's
just
this one quality of Vlahovic. Vlahovic actually knows how to hold up the ball. And he's actually
very
quite
well.
decent with the ball at
I,
his feet. Two trades
I said that.
Gimenez lacks.
I said that. It's also strong. I admitted to
No,
that. Other than
he
that,
knows how to stop the ball
okay,
too.
So Kudus and Obed, let me just ask you a question.
Yeah.
Ivanovic, do you think if Eliao Pulisic gives him the ball to run, Ivanovic can on his own take the ball and maybe he's having one player that's on him, do something with it? Be very honest with
He
yourself.
actually
Look at
can.
Oh,
Boniface.
Vlahovic can. Oh, he has done it
He
multiple times.
can.
Trust me, he can.
Bro,
It's
you
actually
know
one of his
that.
qualities. I don't lie to you. At Juventus, that has
Watch.
decreased a bit, but it's a thing.
Yeah, but
Yes.
that's why I said no. I said Florentina because I know what it was like in Florentina. He was
That
scoring from
okay.
open place, correct? He
Hold on.
was scoring from open
Hold on.
place.
Yeah.
Juventus, he's a different player.
Hold
He's
on.
a
I
different
understand.
player.
I understand what you mean. I understand.
So who says coming to Milan he wouldn't be the player he was at Fiorentina?
Also,
Even
we have
at
to so
Juventus, he was very decent. He was very decent for Juventus, but we all know that the quality of the Juventus team dropped. which is good.
Well,
You see that they are not trying to
that's
come back now.
they're not even coming back. They're not playing anything, Jerry. They're not playing
Yeah, no,
anything.
I'm just saying at least they are better than they were like 2, 3 seasons ago, which we can all see that that is true. Even despite them being not so good, he was still getting the goals somehow. So in my opinion, I think he's literally the best option we have right
Yeah,
now.
because okay, London. So the next question might be maybe if not Vlahovic, who else? Because would you
Who else?
prefer
That's
Hada
the
over
thing. That's
Vlahovic?
the thing. Would you prefer Hada over
Okay,
Vlahovic?
so to be very honest with where we are, I'll take Vlahovic. That's the truth.
Aha, so that's just
If
basically it. If you ask me Boniface and Vlahovic, I'll take Boniface, but we don't have
I,
choice.
yeah, so if I had maybe like a Giroud, even though I was complaining about him, yeah, I would have taken that.
Same. I
But
was also complaining
only
about
have,
him, but right now I
no,
regret it.
but I only have Jimenez, so I don't have a choice. I need somebody
Yes.
that can come and start scoring. I keep hearing about Embolo. I've not watched him. Tolu
No, I don't.
Ako,
I don't
that
think.
Ray
I don't
also.
think. I don't think. I
Did you
don't
say
think.
Mbolo, as in the Monaco
Embolo is
guy?
not what we need.
Yes, the
Embolo is
Monaco
not
guy.
what we
Apple,
need.
that guy is, I beg.
Embolo is not what we need in this team at all.
Okay,
At all.
okay, then, okay,
So
then.
guys, before we end the podcast for this week, we are going to be playing Lecce in the game week 2, and it's going to be, I don't know, for me, I feel it's going to be like a major checking point in terms of progression for the team, because right now we lost our first game against a relegation team. We're playing Lecce next, and the coach doesn't look like he's going to be switching things up, which I hope he does actually. But what do we think ahead of the game against Lecce? Because when we asked about the Cremonese, everybody said it was going to be a walkover, 2-0 win, 3-0 win. But apparently we've been brought back to earth. So what do we think is going to be the in terms of team play and result against Lecce? Landon, what do you think?
Okay, so for me, Lecce is going to define playing in Lecce is going to define a whole lot of things, and I will explain. If we lose that game against Lecce, trust me, it might never be easy for us to come back because it's going to really dampen everybody's morale. That's the fact,
Mm-hmm.
right? If we win the game against Lecce, then it's just going to be, oh yeah, where do we go from here on? So my thought is, I hope and I'm looking forward to Allegri getting the status right. And him, like Kudu said, in fact, I want to take a cue from what Kudu said, and I really like that. Like you have to start understanding that you are playing the small team and come all out for them. So that's exactly what I'm looking forward to, right? I don't want to say Lecce, we are playing against Lecce and we are still doing 1-0-2-1 and all that. Please just come out and just show these guys that I am Milan and you are Lecce. There's a
No,
reason why you are here.
no.
Exactly. Keep it simple.
For me personally, if we win 1-0 and we play well, we don't sit back. We actually, because it's crazy when we're sitting against smaller teams. Because ideally, you being the bigger team, you should be the one attacking the smaller team, and the
Yes.
smaller team should be the one sitting back and soaking up pressure, looking to counter you at some point. But we've all seen that Milan over the years, it's always been the reverse case. When we play big teams, we play very well, we play to our full strength. I will play against small teams. I don't know whether it's a mentality.
I don't
I
get
really do
it.
not. I really do not understand. The fact is, we've changed coaches, like 3 or 4 coaches, and it is still the same. So you can't just say
Okay,
it's a
so I
coaching
don't
staff.
I don't think it's a player mentality. Sorry, sorry to interrupt you, Ube. And let me tell you, there used to be a time we Milan fans we used to say and there was a course for number 9, our number 9 jersey, correct? When
Mhm.
Giroud came, all that changed. That's the truth. Who would
Yeah.
have thought that we could have wingers like Yao and Pulisic that are banging in goals, like competing for double-digit goals? These are things that are not heard of in Milan. I keep saying one of the things that we need to do is to get our tactics right. So once you get your tactics and set up right, every other thing will fall in place. That's the truth. So I don't think there's any issue of changing coach. Honestly, for me, you can change coach as much as possible. People at Chelsea, they are benefiting from it. So we just need to get our tactics and set up right. If you want to change Allegri
I
after you
agree.
change the pictures of Lecce, change it. You can sack him
I
that
agree.
sack him right there and
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
So there's no issue. It's just for us to do what is right. That's the truth. You can sack him after
I
that
understand that,
match.
Brandon. So what I was basically saying is, Kudus, so I'm going to have Kudus address this. What do you think is the problem? Why does Milan as a team struggle against smaller oppositions, and we always seemingly do well against the bigger teams? In the Champions League, in the league, we always do well against the big boys. And when it comes to the small boys, who ideally we should be start padding with, we always struggle. Bear in mind that we've changed about 3 coaches, and this team is still the same. From Pioli to Fonseca to Conceição, against the big teams, we play very well. What do you think is wrong with Milan as a team, and how do you think we can get past it in this game against Lecce?
All right. So I was saying something on Twitter. I think the day after the match. I think Milan's biggest problem right now is we nobody in the team, from the players to the coaches to the management, understands how to keep things simple. You understand? Real Madrid is one of the biggest teams in the world because they keep it simple. You buy good players, you perform well. Simple. You understand? I understand we don't have Real Madrid budget. So now what do we do? Let me take the Cremonese game for example, and that's exactly the type of game I expect to see against Lecce. If Allegri has learned his lesson, that is. So you brought in a couple players, a couple good players. That is. You have a 40 million player like Jashari, right? You don't play him on the bench. You start him. That is keeping it simple. Making it complicated is playing a player like RLC and Fofana. You understand? When you have Modric, Ricci, Jashari. You understand what I'm trying to say? Just keep it
Yeah.
simple. And part of keeping it simple is understanding that, wait, I am Milan. You are Lecce. I'm playing at home, San Siro. You are coming
Yeah.
to my house. I am coming to tell you how to play the football. I'm not going to let you pass. I'm not going to let you feel comfortable. You know one thing I like about Atletico style of plays? Atletico, regardless of whether they're home and away, they want you to feel uncomfortable. They'll tackle you in a way where the next time you're about to control the ball, you think twice. That's one of the reasons why me personally, I even like watching La Liga. They know how to make you feel uncomfortable. They do it to Vinicius all the time. We all see it. That's the kind of football I want to see from Allegri's Milan. We are facing a team like Lecce. Don't go there doing a 50-50 type of football. No. As soon as Lecce has the ball with their goalkeeper, if Lecce has the audacity to play from the back because somehow Pep Guardiola is their coach or whoever, will cover their whole front line. You understand? You know, Tottenham did it to Man City this weekend. I don't know if you guys saw that game. Tottenham did not let City play football.
Yeah.
And that is what I expect to see from Milan. And that is why, me personally,
Even you can see Alex did the same thing yesterday for Liverpool. They were just
exactly. And that is playing football.
Yeah.
Exactly. You see, so example, so for a team like Milan, right? I understand Allegri might be a defensive coach. That's why me personally, when I heard we hired Allegri, I wasn't very excited because the style. But you can't also downplay all his accomplishments. So it is what it is, right? But Allegri, please, this is AC Milan. We are spending almost 100 million this market. I'm not sure Lecce has spent even 30. You understand what I'm trying to say? Let's show them that you are here to. Even, like, imagine we play a good game like that. We are pressing them. We are trying to create chances. We are playing long balls. We are getting the play, and we still lose. Is anybody really going to complain? Are we really going to blame the coach?
Do you know the funniest part? We not in the scores. What Kudus is talking about. Do you know that you will now sit in the match? That's what I don't understand about this.
Yes.
What the scores? They will start doing that.
Yes, that is what I hate. Why do we always have to wait till for the other team to dictate for us how to play? Why? So that's what I mean. Keep it simple. Play your best players. Right now we are not playing Champions League or anything. So the players we have, every league match for us is a Champions League final. You understand? Play your best players. If Leao is hurt, play your Richie, play your Jashari, we didn't buy Jashari 40 million to come and bring him on the bench in the 60th minute. No, start him. If he's bad, bench him.
The thing is, he himself didn't do all of that. Play out of the team, pressure the team, left out wages to just come and sit on the bench. It's not
Yes.
even
Yes, exactly. Very good point.
as a professional. It's not person.
To be watching Love to Cheek. Oh my God.
So going into the Lecce game, what do you think is the probable outcome of that game? What would you like to see? What do you think is the outcome from the game against Lecce?
I would like it. I would like a 3-1 win for Milan, and hopefully Camarda scores so that it can give him confidence.
For Milan?
I don't understand you. Please, you can score the next match. Why should you score against us?
Camarda,
Frankly, I don't understand you.
No, 3-1. It's a 3-1 win, but Camarda should get.
Okay, he can score the next match. That confidence should come after our match, please.
Well,
I'm up for Camarda scoring this year.
yes.
Against the next match. The next match.
What are you guys saying like this?
I don't understand them. Against us.
It's a 3-1. It's a 3-1.
Oh, God, even if it's a 15-1 win, the next match he can score.
Let Santi speak. Let Santi say his view.
Okay.
Do you understand? A goal will give Camarda confidence, because I watched it the first half. The first half of that Lecce Genoa, they were double marking Camarda. They actually left the second striker of Lecce and they were double marking the guy. I was pitying him. Like, this is the reality of football. You're no more a kid. Do you understand? He's facing the reality of football, and a goal will give a striker confidence. It's just normal. So that's it. I want Milan to win, comfortable win. We should win by multiple goals, 3-1 for me. But Camarda should get the goal at least to give him some confidence. And like Landon said the goal should be next game. I think Fulani also will want the goal to be next game, because every goal deducts money from his pockets. So that's for me. Yeah, that's exactly
so,
what.
Let's take score prediction for round. So Landon, would you?
I'm looking at.
Santi already said 3-1. So Landon, what do you?
I think I agree with Santi. I think the score will be like 3-1. I'm agreeing with him.
You guys said 3-0 last time, but no wahala.
Oh, me, I want a 3-0 because me, I like clean sheets. I want Gimenez to score, because I think that guy, the more he scores, the better he plays. Let me say it like that.
Okay. So Landon said 3-0. Kudu said
No, 3-1.
Landon said 3-1. Landon said 3-1. Kudu said 3-0. Santiago said 3-1 with Camarda to score for Lecce. For me personally, I think I'm very comfortable with a 2-0 win. I don't expect Milan to score 3 goals.
Especially Allegri's Milan.
Especially Allegri's Milan. So I don't expect us to. We would score 3 goals in the game, but it wouldn't be like a very common occurrence anyway. So that is all for today, guys. Thank you so much. We have to especially appreciate Kudus for joining us on the
That's true.
podcast all the way from Ghana. Like, Ghana is our brother. Although we fight stuff here and there, but at the end of the day, Ghana is our brother. Let me say.
Kudus, sorry, you guys speak with Daniel Opoku, Abi?
Who?
Daniel Opoku.
No, who is that?
Okay,
They might not know if it's a good.
If he always comes on the Milan spaces most times.
Our
Oh,
space.
okay, I don't think I've ever heard of him. If you can send me his handle or something after.
No
Okay,
problem.
so thank you so very much, guys. Thank you to Kudus for joining us all the way from Ghana. We fight over Jollof here and there, but we are still brothers. We are brothers.
Today we are fighting over Milan.
We're fighting for Milan.
For Milan, yes, yes.
So we have a United front. So thank you, Landon, for joining us. It's always a pleasure having you here. Thank you, Santiago, and you joined us some along the line in today's production. And my name remains Obedience. I'm the host for the 18 Milan Fans of Nigeria podcast. Please like, share, comment. Please engage with our videos on all platforms: Instagram, Twitter, X, YouTube, Facebook, and we'll be expecting to hear from you guys. So till we meet again on our next podcast. Take care of yourself, guys. Bye.
Bye. Forza Milan.